morning or good evening, wherever you are. You are now tuned in to What Does It Mean to Be an Artist. My name is JustJonavin, and I'm your host for today. By the end of this episode, you'll learn exactly what it means to be an artist from an artist.
Yeah, please don't play no games here with me. Yeah, please don't play no games with me. Please don't play no games with me. Please don't play,
Welcome back to another episode of What Does It Mean to Be an Artist. We got a very, very special guest, the GOAT, the man, Timothy McDonald, Timothy Jordan.
Y'all be gassing.
You feel me? I'm going to let him explain himself, let him introduce himself, but, you know, one of my friends, one of my mentors, give him the floor.
What's up, everybody? I'm Stephen Michael. John likes to gas it. I'm just a DP, man. I'm just a guy with the camera, trying to do something special here in Philly. Build out a nice production studio here with my fiance, my brother, and along with you guys, try to make something happen here in Philly.
How long have you been the man with the camera, so to say?
I've been running around with a camera for about 11 years now. Yeah.
What has been like, what was your introduction and kind of like what started you along this journey?
All right. So this is an interesting story. Like in high school, I was a pretty popular kid to myself also, like, but I played sports. I was good with the girls, but I was also like, I played video games. I enjoyed anime, so like I was able to fit in just about any crowd. But like in high school, I was just filling out different things. I never really like knew what I wanted to do. So after high school, like while everybody went off to college and was doing like their thing, I didn't want to go to college right away because I have an older sister and she was like $250,000 in debt. Like
Cooked her.
yeah, like, but I mean, she's doing great for herself, so don't get me wrong. But it's, I don't know. That scared me. That turned me away from college. So, you know, I'm at that time, I'm just kind of like chilling. I'm working like a couple jobs, just trying to figure myself out. Then I got the courage to ask my mom, can I like, move to New York? Didn't know it sold up there. But I had a cousin, like I met like once or twice, and he had his parents had just moved out, so he had an extra bedroom, so he allowed me to rent that out from him. And I moved up to New York, and that was kind of like my college experience, just being in a new world, learning how to survive on my own, and just like, you know, if you can survive in New York, you can survive anywhere. And I believe in that statement. That's what they say. Yeah. But yeah, I met my neighbor. One of my neighbors was a photographer into cameras and stuff. Like he did more like funny type videos, like or kid friendly type videos. But just him seeing him with the camera like intrigued me, or I gained interest from that. So at that time, I was working at M&M World. I actually used to dress up as the Blue M&M.
How was that gig? Like, what's a crazy Blue M&M story?
I mean, I used to bag a lot of girls in that costume, yo, and they couldn't even see my face, so that was the funny part. But no, it was cool because like working at M&M World, like I would go up 30 minutes dressed up as M&M, and then go down, take a break for 30 minutes. I got to play games in the break room and stuff like that. So working at M&M World was really cool until I got fired. But no, when I got my first tax return and stuff, I bought a camera. I was just kicking it with my neighbor, learned a little bit more about the cameras.
What was your first cam?
First camera was the Nikon D5200.
Nikon, huh?
Long way from Nikon, but I mean basically right back because Nikon bought red.
Okay.
And I'm about to buy Nikon ZR because they put the red ecosystem inside it. So I was just like, yeah, Nikon's winning again. Mm-hmm. So funny how things come full circle with that.
So I want to kind of speak on that initial relationship with your neighbor because I feel like it's the first mentor in production that like.
I can't say he was a mentor. He was a little too silly.
Well, what was some of the lessons or experiences that you've learned from those moments? Maybe something that you might not hold on to that much today, but something that really impacted you in the beginning of your journey, at least?
Funny thing is, like, yeah, so the neighbor at the time, he's actually a little younger than me, too. He's probably, like, 2 years younger than me at the time. Well, still 2 years younger than me. But he didn't take, like, for him, it was a joke. Like, he was just doing it for fun. To me, I saw, like, opportunity in it. So I was like, and then that was the problem with, like, a lot of the New Yorkers. Like, I would say at that time, I didn't have a mentor. My mentor was, like, J. Cole.
Right.
And at that time, that was like Friday Night Lights. That's when J. Cole just like got put on and stuff. So like I felt like I was going through the same experience as he was like in New York, except I wasn't signed to Jay-Z.
You didn't run into him either.
Right. But there was times where he was talking about how he took advantage of things New Yorkers, they have there every day at their fingertips and stuff, and how they don't take advantage of it. So, I've met New Yorkers that never left, like, their borough. So, like, people that never left Brooklyn or never left Queens, like, or left whatever area they grew up in. I'm like, my first week there, I was in all 5 boroughs. So, like, I seen all of New York in, like, the first week. So, I was like, I don't know how people could do that. But, yeah, just getting up there, I just started taking advantage, rubbing the right elbows, talking to the right people, shaking the right hands, getting in the right room. And then my first big gig was like with Love and Hip Hop covering an event. Got to meet Tahiri, stuff. She asked me to smack her butt and everything. That was a funny experience. But yeah, that was a crazy.
I feel like
job.
I gotta Google that picture of her somewhere because I need to know what she looks like now.
You don't know what Tahiri looks like?
You
are young.
I gotta find a picture now. But
Oh wow, you don't know what Tahiri? Oh wow. Now I feel old.
who or what has been some of your inspirations, like, just along your journey? Like,
Inspirations. I don't know. It's tough. Like, I'm inspired more by like work than like I try not to get caught up into like who's doing the work,
right.
because I don't want to get caught up in like I know people that like love Christopher Nolan who just like, okay, I'm studying all Christopher Nolan, this and that, and it's like, well, I feel like your voice can get lost in that.
Right.
So basically, when I go watch a movie, like, and it's kind of crazy to say this as a filmmaker, but I'm not really there to watch the credits. Like, I'm not watching the credits. I don't really care who directed it. I don't care who DP'd it. I'm there to kind of just see the art as a whole. So to say like inspirations, I would say life is the biggest inspiration for me, and then like I probably draw more inspiration from anime and things like that in my work versus people.
How have you grown from the beginning of the journey up until now?
Ooh. Y'all think I got a short fuse now? I didn't have a fuse in the beginning. I was just like, yo, you fucked something up. I was like blowing up. No, I don't know. It took me a little bit. It took me a little while to, I guess, open up more to people, be a little bit more collaborative, trust people a little bit more in their positions. And in the beginning, I was just so used to doing everything by myself, and then again, not trusting people to be able to do their job, and that made it tough for the project. That also made it tough for them. It also wore on people's confidence and stuff like that. So like, I had to learn to be more of a people person.
It's funny that you say that. I think it's a guy I used to work for. Gave me one of my first production gigs, and I was just asking. At this time, I'm like 22. You know what I'm saying? I never really worked in production until I was like 21, 22. So I didn't really know much, but carry this heavy shit. And it's just like, I asked him, I was like, what's one of the hardest things when running a business? And he's like, delegation. Because, and I'm like, now fast forward, like years later, I'm like, delegation, it's hard to tell somebody to do something. But it's not even that. It's like real artists, it's hard to not control the situation when you know you have the power to. But then it's also hard controlling so much at once to where you got to. So I would say, what has been like your relationship with delegation, at least since you started to now?
It's gotten better. I'll say it's gotten better. It's tough because like art, this film art in general is subjective. So like my opinion might not be your opinion, and then like me and my fiance bump heads all the time on creative styles. Like it's times where she likes a certain song for an edit, and I don't like the song, or vice versa, or even a certain look. There's times where like me, her, and Justin, we all have a group chat, and I'll send them 3 different options of like color work or something I did, and then I'm like, all right, which one are we gonna pick? And then we all pick a different fucking answer. So sometimes that's the challenge. But yeah, no, like back to the delegation thing. Like things have gotten easier, because doing it for 10 years is like it's easier to get burned out now. It's easier to get burned out, and if I want to go farther, I have to learn to like lean on others, and especially in this industry, like there's been a couple of times where I've double booked myself. So like if I'm not willing to delegate the work to others, right.
This video is brought to you by Black Clover Studios. I'm very appreciative of them for providing us with all the necessary pieces to bringing this project to life. Whether it's the use of their studio, equipment, or their wonderful production team, Black Clover has exactly what you need to bring your next vision to the TV screen. That's a great point. With that being said, I don't want us to go on without talking about this wonderful space that you've given us all an opportunity to use, and also just to be around you as you're doing productions and any necessary plannings. Please speak on Black Clover, give people more insight on, when you started, stuff like that, some of your missions and goals that you want to portray in your art. Just give some people a little bit more insight on it.
Yeah. So Black Clover Studios, Studio 105. We're located off of Lehigh and Hancock, and yeah, I would like to provide a creative hub for artists of all kinds. Rather you're shooting a podcast, you need a space for photography, interviews. Like we've had Disney rent this place out. We've had the Discover Channel rent this place out. We've had some like very important people rent this place out, and then we've had people that are in college rent this place out. Not with the biggest name. It's it's really a space for all, and I feel like we have all the tools here to be able to complete whatever it is that you want. If it's just photography, we offer a great rate at $35 an hour for the photography wall.
Very great rate.
Very great rate.
Got an adjective for you.
There is some upcharges if you want like extra equipment and stuff like that, but that's all studios. And then if you're looking to have an event or shoot a production, our rate is $125 an hour. And outside of that, we have an editing suite. We got our equipment room. We have a courtyard and garage access. So like if you're dealing with celebrities or anything like that, they usually like their privacy. So,
What kind of got you into wanting to own your own space, your own business? Like, what was like the event that kind of got you to like thinking like, oh yeah, I need my own stuff? Like, it's just that simple.
Well, the reason I got the space was I wanted to get the shit out of my house.
Classic.
Too much stuff. I got a jungle. It's me, it's my fiance, it's my brother. I have 2 kids, 1 on the way. I got 2 dogs. I got a cat.
Got a full house.
Fish. It's a jungle, bro.
A lot of mouths to feed.
It's a lot of mouths to feed. So imagine when we had all this equipment in here. It was, shit falling over all the time. It was rough. So I was like, we gotta get a studio. And then I'm not, I'm on the road a lot. I travel a lot, and I'm just like, if I'm not in it, why not let others use it? Get something out of it, make a little bit of money on the side, and everybody wins. At least that was the reasoning behind to get the space. Yeah.
What's the reason why you kind of keep it pushing and you kind of like want to push it further?
I didn't have nothing like this when I was coming up. It was when I was coming into the game 10, 12 years ago, I reached out to, like, I wanted mentors. Like I remember saying earlier, I didn't really have any mentors. I wanted them because I did reach out to quite a few people, dozens of people. But I got back pretty much the same response from everybody, and they all told me, it was like, I don't know, you're going to become competition later, this, and that. I was like,
That's the
it's the
most
craziest,
nuttiest
it was
thing
the
to say. I
nuttiest,
just
it
don't
was
get
the
that.
nuttiest thing to say. So it was just like, all
That is
right,
ridiculous.
cool. I just put a chip on my shoulder. I was like, so I paved my own way, and I was just like, if I can be the person and be like, all right, you got a space to come to shoot, or you want help with this or that, if I can help provide that in any facet, then I'm gonna be that bridge.
I want to know about your 2025 year. Like, in a sense, I want to know a little bit more about your recap, some of the projects that you worked on, some of your favorite pieces of work. But then also, I want to know about any goals that you have for 2026 or what's on your agenda for 2026. Personal, business-wise, it doesn't even matter.
2025 was an interesting year. I just came off at the start of the year. I just came off of the Kamala Harris campaign. That was like a whirlwind in itself. And then going right back into like making a feature film was like my first project after that. So it was cool to be back in the swing of things because like that was the first time I ever did politics or anything like that.
How was it working in politics and working with Kamala Harris during this past election run?
It was awesome. Working with her was really cool. Getting to see the ins and outs, the inner workings of how our countries ran was really dope. Flying Air Force One or Air Force Two and like flying private and stuff was really cool. Got to meet a lot of celebrities and travel all over the states. But then outside of that, just doing it for the right reasons. I feel like we would be in a lot better position if she would have won. As far as a country or whatever. But yeah, it's it was a dope experience and something I'll never forget.
That's amazing. Not a lot of people could say that they could do that, and to just even be talking with somebody who's willing to just open up and just talk about your experience and you've always also worked with her as well. That seems like the pinnacle of production,
Right.
to me.
The reason, I'm surprised I was even called for the gig. Like, I applied as a joke. It was a joke.
Something to do on a Thursday.
I didn't think it was I didn't think the website was real. It's like I'm scrolling through my normal websites and stuff where we're like applying for gigs and stuff, and there's a joint that said, videographer for the president. And I originally got hired for Biden. This is before the switch.
Right.
And I was like, this can't be real. I clicked on it anyway. Took me to the Biden website. I was like, I still don't know if it's real. Just filled it out anyway. I got a call a week later, and then I did like 3-4 interviews, and I was like, shit.
That's ridiculous.
I'm about to be shooting for the president.
So wait, this happened because of an online app.
Online app,
I be complaining about doing online app.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you never know. I tell people, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I take every shot. Every shot I see, at least, I can take it.
That's good.
I guess that's like, I guess you want to talk about idols or mentor, like Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. I was a sports guy, I told you, like Tom Brady. Like I like, those are the type of like people I look up to. So people that take their shots. So yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take shots. 2026 goals.
2026 goals. Shoot my feature film that I've been writing. That'd be my main goal. Get that happen. Collaborate with a major studio. Be able to pull off those two things. I think it'll be a great year.
How was the process of you creating? Because in-house you have sent us the script for it. What was like that process of creating your feature film? Also, writing it at this point because we're still in the pre-production phase. On one day I asked Justin like y'all origin story. And he showed me like y'all first book with the production y'all did. And the joint was like this thick.
Yeah.
He like looked through it. You got like all the call sheets and stuff like that, which is pretty sick. Like to go back that far and that y'all still have that
The Bible.
archival like evidence, and that's what you call it, the Bible. But at least speak on a little bit of you know, the process of creating your feature film and just like the overall process and what parts you like, what parts do you feel like are a challenge to you, stuff like that.
Um, well, every project should have a Bible. Honestly, like I'm not a person that like skips steps. So like that's something you guys are gonna continue to get with me. Is like in the pre-production, you guys are gonna see the full thing. Like so, each project we should build out a Bible where you got all your call sheets, you got all your pre-production notes, you got your breakdown for your props and everything. It tells you where everybody's gonna be, what day, and so on and so on. So like that's extremely important. But like I love the pre-production personally. Like if I could do this shit for free, like I mean if I didn't have to we didn't have to pay bills and whatever, and I was able to do it for free, I would do it for free. I enjoy writing the scripts. The part I probably don't like is editing the scripts. That's right. That's the annoying part. But I enjoy writing the scripts. I enjoy doing like the location scout, and I enjoy doing like I do storyboards. I do the artwork. Like I'm even getting into like making comics because I'm trying to turn some of my scripts into comics to get the funding for it. I enjoy like the gear prepped, and then even always shooting it. I enjoy shooting it, and then the post production. Like now, I'm not the editing. Like I don't really love. That's the part I probably don't love that much is the editing side of things. I'd rather come in like to when it's time for the effects and color and everything. I'd rather the editor kind of get it to where it needs to be.
Yeah, the basis.
But yeah, outside that part, yeah, I love the entire process of the whole thing.
What advice would you give any newcomer in production?
Advice, it's the most cliche advice, there is. Just keep going,
Right.
be consistent. Literally, like, I've been doing this for 11 years or whatever. A lot of people think, I don't know, a lot of people think a lot of people think I'm rich too. Like, they see the Instagram or they see some of the people I work with think I'm rich. But I just started getting, like, I would say the last 2-3 years, I just started really reaping the benefits, of all the hard work. So, like, you do the math, 11 years of in the industry, it was about, like, good 8, 9 years of, like, hustle. And I say, like, hustle. Long nights, long days, running a business 24/7. They don't lie about that. So.
Before we wrap and I get to your final remarks, I have 2 questions. What was I going to say? I don't know why it's for leaving me now with like 3 minutes left of tape. But, favorite piece that you've worked on to date?
That's tough. I got a top 3.
Okay.
I got top 3 because it's hard to name. It's hard to name the one. I gotta say, Kamala Harris, probably just the whole campaign. I gotta put that in there. Shooting Allen Iverson, that was my childhood hero. Yeah, it's the reason I got like tattoos and everything. I thought I was gonna be the next Allen Iverson, so doing that mini doc with him. And then like I told myself like right after I was done the campaign, the next thing for me to do was for my camera to take me out the country, and it did that literally right after the campaign, and I went to the British Virgin Islands twice in a couple months, all off the camera. So yeah, those 3 projects are my favorite.
What does it mean to be an artist to you?
Oh man, to be an artist is someone that creates, and it can be anything. Like, you could be taking pictures, you could be creating video, you could be drawing, painting, you could be building Legos. Like, as long as you're creating, you're an artist.
I appreciate my God. This is a very, very special episode. Like, I was not expecting this when I came in today. Blessed us with his time and his insight, man. I appreciate you. Any closing remarks? Let people know where they can find you at, the studio, and whatever you have left to say.
Thanks for having me. Be on the lookout for John. He's definitely on the rise. Make sure y'all check out his music and everything. But y'all guys can follow me at Stephen Michael Official. You can follow the company at Black Clover Studios, and everything else will be in the bio. So
Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you.
appreciate you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you guys for watching. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my team over at Black Clover Studios. Thank you guys so much for helping this vision come to life. Make sure you guys at home like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes.